go back. Let's go to where it all began. Here's Chris Williams once again.
Within moments of the tornado hitting Grandview, volunteers got into the park here. They've been cleaning out a lot of the trees. You can see these old, tall trees were no match for the tornado. Just off to the right is some kind of a shelter they had here for people to picnic and things of that nature in. That is partially destroyed. As we come around this way, a lot of volunteers and trucks out here. Some folks from Columbus Junction are in town. They're helping clean up the mess that was caused in Grandview by this tornado. And off over here, just past where those workers are, there's an apartment home, and I talked to a person who said there was a man living there. He saw the tornado coming, he got into the bathtub, and he is safe, and that home is standing. But there's a car been lifted up over the curb and into the front yard. And as we look down the road here, you can see a lot of electric crews in here, a lot of power lines down in the Grandview area, a lot of trucks in here. They're trying to see if they can find where the power lines are down so they can complete their cleanup and try to get power back on here, but it could take some time. In Grandview, Chris Williams, KWQC, TV6 News.
Sad to see those huge old trees toppled, and they've probably been standing for 100 years or so.
Yeah, although it is hard to complain about the trees when there are houses that are completely gone too. Lindsay Marone with more from Muscatine County.
Lindsay Marone here in the Emerald Valley Housing Addition in Fruitland. Now, this is one of the housing additions that seems to have gotten the worst of the damage. This here looks like a piece of garage door just thrown here, laying down. These, some of the neighbors are saying that it came from all the way across on the other end of the housing addition. Electrical unit, the door has been completely ripped off, exposing all of those wires. Even more so, take a look at these trees. Some of them have been snapped in half. All of them uprooted all alongside here. Luckily, none of them have hit this house, though the house has some quite a bit of the damage done to it as well. If you take a look at the roof, just stretches of the shingles have been completely ripped off. Also, we got a little bit closer. We saw that a lot of the windows have been damaged as well. Everybody in this home, they were able to take shelter in time, and everybody is safe. In Fruitland, Lindsay Marone, KWQC, TV6 News.
Terry Swills and I were talking earlier about that's probably the straight line wind which laid out those trees like that instead of just tearing them out and throwing them out like the tornado did in other parts of the area.
They're perfectly laid on their side. Well, KWQC's Matt Davis in Muscatine tonight, where the loss of power just added to the growing problems.
As the cleanup efforts begin here in Louisa and Muscatine counties, there is a word of warning out tonight from officials with Mid-American Energy. They say that as you're going through the cleanup process, especially in larger piles of debris, there is the possibility that live wires could be embedded in some of these debris piles. Now, crews have been out working very, very hard to get power shut off to some of these areas where wires have come down, but they say there is the possibility that there are some wires out there that are still live. So they are just asking people to use extreme caution in this cleanup process. They say no one has been killed because of these storms, and they don't want to see anything happen to anyone in the cleanup process. In Fruitland, Matt Davis, KWQC, TV6 News.
Yeah, certainly good advice there. And here in the Quad Cities, no tornadoes, but lots and lots of rain. It did create a little bit of street flooding around our area this afternoon.
Yeah, that rain drew places like this up really quick. In some cases, 30 to 45 minutes it was up, and then just like that, the rain turned off, and a lot of it quickly drained away.
Of course, we've been awfully dry. We need the rain, but certainly not like this, and certainly not the storms it brought with it. Right now, let's go to break, and we'll be right back.